guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the Simple Chef Tasty. So as you've read from the title, today we'll be making beef and cheese samosas. Delicious. So I know I think most people are used to either beef, amiti samosa, or even veggie samosas. But even for me, this is like a first trial to make beef and cheese. But if you're a cheese lover, stay tuned. You'll not be disappointed. I'm pretty sure you'll not be disappointed. I mean, nothing can go wrong with cheese. And yeah, so it's a simple recipe so long as you have all the ingredients, which I have according to what I want to make, and I'll be showing you the ingredients shortly. So stay tuned, and I hope you learn something. I hope you do enjoy to join me in my kitchen. Hey guys, so when you're making samosas, you need the samosa pockets. So you can actually buy the pockets, or you can make them at home on your own. I actually would have preferred to buy the pockets because this is the hardest part of making samosas, I will not lie. But it's so good to get hands-on and get the skill of knowing how to make the pockets, just in case you don't find them in the store, so yeah, or at the supermarket. So I'm going to use, this is all-purpose flour. I will use about 2 cups. So I'm going to make the pockets from scratch. This I use, this is like a kienyeji cup. Why I call it kienyeji is that it's not really defined as 2 cups, but you can actually measure 2 cups if you're keen in measurements. So yeah, let me just put this 2. In fact, let me put that 1.5, and then I'll be adding the rest as I need the dough. So you're going to make the dough of the pockets, and I'll show you how I make my pockets. So right here I have Himalayan salt. You can use basic salt, honestly. It's because I just have it and I need to use it. So I'll put about it's about a teaspoon, or just of salt, and that's enough. Need to get my whisker. Yeah. Done. This is how it looks, non-sticky. Yeah, so I'm going to leave this to rest. It's always good to leave your dough to rest. It will make it softer when you're preparing your rolls. So just make a nice ball. Don't know how you make a ball. I like doing like the way I do my chapatis, a curve. I don't know, it's a curve like this. It's not like perfect ball, but a ball, but yeah, like that. So we're going to leave this to rest for a few minutes or so, and then as I prepare the other ingredients. Okay. Right now I'm preparing my cheese. This is more mozzarella. I don't know if it's mozzarella or mozzarella. Yeah, I think it's mozzarella cheese. It's very stretchy. If you like the stretchy cheese, you can go for this, or you can go You can get the cheddar if you don't like the stretchiness. So there is usually a pre-made or pre-shredded cheese, but that's a little bit expensive. So you can easily buy this one and you just shred it yourself, which is not a very hard task to do. As you can see, this is about 100 gram of cheese that I've cut off from my cheese, and this is what I'll be using because I don't want the cheese to overshadow the beef. I just want it to be like a part of the ingredient, not too much. So yeah, I'll just shred a little faster and I'll be done. So there you go. I have my ingredients ready. This is cheese, the shredded cheese, spring onion. I usually like onions with samosas. They're just perfect. This is also chopped, finely chopped white onion. You can still use the red onion. There's nothing wrong with that. I have my minced meat. It's about 200 grams. This is my pre-made garlic and ginger paste. I have here my chili. I make it myself as well. If you need it, it's habanero. It's really hot chili, so I'll just use it a little bit. My salt, and then you have this is cumin. I've not labeled, but it's cumin, and then the coriander powder. So this is the sauce which I make, which is here. Actually, if you need it, you can order. You can just, hit me up. Habanero, a very hot sauce if you're a fan of chilies. So we're going to fry the filling first. I have my pan here on the heat. Excuse if my makeup looks a little bit dirty. I was just from cooking something else. So that's my pan. So we'll begin by putting in the minced meat. Let the pan dry and then have my minced meat. We'll put in some oil. Yeah. So we add in some oil, not too much. Add in some oil. We're going to put the minced meat for it to fry and fry until it is golden brownish. And until it is completely dry. Sorry, excuse me. We'll add in some salt. The good thing about this minced meat or the filling when you're preparing, even if it turns out to be in excess as from your pocket, the one which you'll make later, you can always turn the filling into a stew. So don't worry about the quantity of meat, about on it exceeding. No worries with that. So you just press it so that it can be separated. Now we're going to put in garlic and ginger. our garlic and ginger paste, about a tablespoon. I really love some garlic and ginger paste in a fair amount. So yeah, that is enough. You will notice as the meat cooks, it is going to release or some water. So make sure that water completely dries up. So just let it cook. Can add in some cumin, about half a teaspoon, then we'll add some more later once it is completely dry. Sorry guys, I have a small cough, but I'm minding my manners. So yeah, so we'll have this covered. And let it cook. Let's cover it up. As you can see, our minced meat has turned golden brown. You can add in some little oil, just a little. And then let's add in now our other ingredients, and that is the white onion, diced onions. Diced onion. Mix. So for this, you don't want them to cook so much, just until they look translucent. And now adding our other spices. I have coriander, half a teaspoon. If you don't like spices, you can leave them out. Here is paprika. I didn't mention paprika, but it's just optional. Half a teaspoon again. I love paprika, so yeah, add paprika. And a little bit of more cumin, like we had promised. If you are not a spice person, leave them out. Your samosas will still taste as awesome. So yeah, give it a mix. The mix looking lovely. Usually some people would have the coriander leaves, that is dania, but I decided not to put them in this case because I have the cheese as a trick of the ingredient. That is awesome. Now let's add in our other onions, the spring onions. Do not be afraid if the onions look like they are too many or too much, sorry. You can never have too much onions in samosas. This is just perfect, and you get more filling. Like for person, if you prefer like peeling your meat, but onion brings the nice aroma and also a flavor. Sorry. So, voila! This looks really smells delicious. It looks lovely. I like the mixture of the brown and the green and the white onions. So that is just perfect. How this cut? It's like a big piece. I need to cut it. And make sure to taste the salt. I'm sure it is enough and not too much. For me, I've tasted and I feel I should add a little more, just a little bit. Don't want it to be too much. I think that's okay. And then for my chili, for those who like chili samosas, you can add the fresh chilies, or for me I prefer this pre-made. It's still fine. This one is very hot, so I'll just add. I don't want it to be a very hot samosas. I think that's enough. Trust me, habanero, you need to be really careful with it. You can also use this as a, mix and make another dip sauce on the sides. And keep adding it here. So like you have noticed, I've not added the cheese at this point. Remember, the cheese melts and it becomes stretchy. So when you add it here, it's going to be hard to, scoop and make your filling and make the samosa triangles. So I'm going to let this cool. I'm going to let this mixture cool down. Then we'll add it after it has cooled down, and when we are adding, and now we're making our samosas. So right now we're going to proceed in making the pockets. Yeah, see how simple this is. You can always make the treats at home for yourself. If you have kids, Sunday is the best day, or any free time. You can just rush to the store, get your stuff, and make this. Yeah, this one is ready. Now let's keep. Now we'll prepare the pockets. Look at our dough, looking soft. You see, that's the beauty of leaving the dough to rest. So remember, always have the time to prepare early. If you're late, don't worry, but the earlier you prepare, you see how soft it looks. Now, so we're going to make this bowl like this. I'm going to cut it. This is my oil. I'll be using it. Just set it aside here, but I'll be using this oil on the next step. So my surface is clean. Had cleaned it. This is just the dust from the flour. I'll just dust it. Get my pin, my rolling pin. So that's pin. So yes. So using my knife, let's cut this dough into 4 pieces. 4 equal pieces. See how it cuts easily. And then this into 2. Then this into 2. So now have my 4 pieces. I'm going to make a bowl, so out of this, just do like this. Okay, I said a bowl, but a roll. And then out of that, we'll cut another 3 pieces like that. And now, these are the rolls that you're going to make, the circles. I usually don't know how I'm not a professional, by the way, but I know my stuff. But if you can make perfect circles, that is great. So we'll just repeat these for the rest of this, what I've done. Now, with this is how I usually try and make sure that the ball is circular. Let's put this aside, and I try and roll this up. So remember, when you're making the pockets, the rollout has to be very, very thin, almost translucent, but make sure you don't tear it up. So to ensure that, just make sure you dust your floor or your surface well. So I'll do this, just set this one here. I'll do the same for this. Make sure they're equal size or almost equal. So before you put the other on top of the other, dust it up. Put some oil actually first. Should have done that first. Put some oil. The oil is meant not to, so that it does not stick to one another. Put some oil and then dust it, and then put that on top. So we have this, the third one. Like I mentioned, I don't know how to make very perfect circles, but I'm heading there, like, I'm perfecting. Practice. This one is almost very big, but I want it to be excessively. So actually, you're supposed to make them almost the same size, but you don't need to be perfect. So, and then I'll put that on top. Okay, now what you need to do is just spread like this. So with this method, you're just killing, is it 3 birds with 1 stone? Because you get to do three of them at a go, and it's easier. So you see, as you're rolling like this, you make sure, so you have to spread it very, very thinly. Spread. You have to be very, very thin. Spread. You can see it is almost, I almost came like one perfect shape. So we're going to heat our pan and now heat this roll out. So that's perfect. This is perfect. So like I said, you're going to repeat this same process with the rest. I'm heating my pan. You can make it hot. So I'm going to bring in the roller that I've just made. Remember, we're not going to cook it for a long time, just for it to turn translucent. So you place it on the pan like that. So when it starts to bubble, turn it like that. See how it looks. Turn it like that. So don't let it cook, guys. Don't let it cook. So the good thing about this, you can pre-cook and then store them in the freezer and then reuse them later. Actually, that's done. That is done. So now I'm going to show you how we've moved that one. So this is what we've heated. Remember, we had combined 3 of them, so we need to separate them. The reason you don't let it stay for long because it can stick together. So we are peeling it off. Sometimes it might tear a little bit, but don't worry, you have a half for that. So just be gentle, don't rush it. Like I said, this is the hardest part while making samosas. So if you don't want to go through all this, there it is, you can just buy the pockets. And now so something else I had missed is we need to make the glue that we use to hold the pocket together, and with that you need some flour and water. You make a sticky paste. Like this. So here is our glue. It shouldn't be too runny and too thick. So this is perfect with a very high viscosity, not too high that it cannot you know, apply. So this is perfect. Now we are sorted. And I have my tray. We're going to place our pre deep fried samosas. So now, folding. Let's do this. So there are people who can do like a quarter or half, depending on the size rolled out. So you want to fold to make a very sharp corner to leave little air space. So like this. And as you fold, you stick it out. You stick that up. And so here is where we're going to dip in the filling. The filling. Uh, so I've added in the cheese. As you can see, um, those white strips, that is cheese. So this is after the mixture has cooled down, so that the cheese does not start to melt. Because I'm already preparing the pockets, I'm going to do pockets as I add them up, as I add the filling to the pockets. Hey guys, so I've decided to make like one by one instead of combining, because that's a little bit difficult to separate. You can actually tell. So I just decided, let me make this one like this. So for those who struggle to make the pockets, I have an easier method. I hope you will like it. So once you have the pre-sliced, you cut it into half like this, and then take the half, try and fold it on the semicircular edge, then first measure until to the point where you can leave the closing part, and then now apply the gum or the glue made out of the dough. Don't go on applying real glue. And then you stick it like this. This is way simpler. And now this is the space where you put in your filling. I'm going to put the filling here like that. Now you apply the glue to the rest, to the closing part on top like this. Now you close it, making sure that you don't leave a space on the top or the edge that is making a sharp corner. And there. So these are like an easier route of making, other than the the other. So there we go. We have our samosas ready for deep frying. So these were the first shapes that I used, but this is the second, which is a lot easier for those who struggle to make pockets. You can always make them like this. Yeah, plus the fillings. Hooray! So let's explore inside. This has cooled down. As you can see, the cheese. This is how it looks. See how stretchy? Now this is our samosa beef cheese samosas, and I can assure you it is really lovely. Really lovely.